Hey gamers, Maniac here with GameAccess.net, showing kind of a little bit about what the future of GameAccess.net may look like, at least for when it comes to this YouTube channel as well as the website itself. For a long time, probably for the last year or two, I've pretty much been without a major gaming rig. There's a couple of reasons for that. The cost was one of them, supply was another, but also for the fact that I just was never happy with what was available at the time, especially given the fact that there was a lot of software and a lot of features that I wanted to shift to doing that I just wasn't satisfied with doing on PC. You guys saw I did a Chromebook review, which I enjoyed, but that wasn't the only thing that I wanted to do. And for the last year or so, maybe for the last 2 years, the majority of the video shooting and editing I've been doing for this channel has pretty much been entirely on the iPhone and iPad. I've gotten great results from it. And I figured that the time was probably right for me to make a transition to another platform for making video content. That doesn't... Now, I say that now. I don't mean it like I'm leaving YouTube. No. I meant I'm leaving Windows is pretty much what I mean. That's what I mean by platform. So what did I end up getting? Where is this going? Well, let's take a look. And here it is. The Mac Mini M1. I went a little overboard on the spec on this thing, I admit it. I wanted to get my hands on an M1 for quite a while. Since they were first announced, actually, the M1 processor really intrigued me, and the specifications behind it and the benchmarks behind it really impressed me, especially when it came to things like editing times, render times, much lower at comparable processing, for other processors like the Intel i5 and even the Intel i7 at certain Mac configurations. This thing blew them all away. And then I got interested about what it could do, what could be done with it. I convinced a couple of friends that were already Mac enthusiasts to move to the M1 for laptops, but a laptop wasn't going to do me much good, especially given the fact at the time there was no Laptop Pro available. So what I did instead was I got this, which is basically the M1 in a desktop format. And it's about the same size as a regular Mac Mini, or the previous generation Mac Minis, but there's a lot under the hood that, all right, I'm just going to say it right now. I got the 1 terabyte model with 16 gigs of RAM and 10 gigabit Ethernet. I could have gone for 2 terabytes, but I figured maybe for a later model I'll go 2 terabyte. Now, what did that mean for what I have to do? I've had PC accessories the whole time. I needed to get new accessories. So I bought this, the Apple Magic Keyboard. This has a Touch ID on it, along with an optional addition of the numeric keypad, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm used to having the numeric keypad, and I actually have had the regular stripped down non-Touch ID keyboard. I have played around with that. It's good for the iPad, but I would want to use something bigger for if I had a full desktop. And so since this is a desktop, I bought this. Regular USB-C cable. Never know when you're gonna need it. There's a lot of reasons I could use something like this. Target disk mode, that sort of thing, basically. I didn't want to leave home without this. The Magic Mouse. Exactly what it looks like. If I was going to get one, I had to get the other. These are pretty much standard these days. Lightning to USB-C cable for basically high-speed transfers for backups and transfers and syncing for my iPhone and my iPad. This thing has at least 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, 2 regular USB, I'm sorry, not regular, 2 10 gigabit USB-C, USB-A ports, 10 gigabit Ethernet, HDMI 2.0 for 4 gig, I'm sorry, for 4K. Plenty of things I can do with this. The other option was something else. I wanted to get 2 hard drives for this thing. One I was going to use with the Thunderbolt port, and the other I was going to use with the USB-A port. My intention was to use one for backups and one for external miscellaneous data. And originally I was going to use this drive for the backups. This is the Samsung T7. I think this is the fastest external drive currently on the market right now. This is a 1 terabyte model. It does come in lower capacities and higher capacities. And this is just a standard My Passport USB 3 conventional external drive. Originally, this is what I was going to use for backups, and this is what I was going to use for external data. When I realized what I was going to be doing with these things, particularly because I figured I was going to be doing a lot of video editing and photo editing, I decided to make this my backup drive. It's higher capacity. It's slower, yes, which means restorations are slower, and backups will be slower. But yeah, I think I kind of prefer this because I won't be backing up and restoring that often. Maybe like once a month or something like that will be my backups. So, and also this is higher capacity, so I can keep more backups basically. I'm going to use this for external data. Basically, I'm going to keep my workspace files, my miscellaneous video files, photos, raw photos, that sort of thing on this probably. Operating system, programs, that'll all be on here. So yeah, if I had bought an iMac, which was an option, I probably would have gotten this, at least one of these, maybe one of these, along with this as well as a screen. Why did I decide not to get the iMac instead? There's 2 or 3 reasons as to why I chose to go this route as opposed to an alternate route. So if you can bear with me, I'll actually say why. One, I just told you as I was describing the Mac Mini that, well, it has USB ports, it has HDMI out. There's no need for adapters with this thing. It has 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. It has a lot of what I wanted without the need of having to get any type of extra adapters. Sure, I needed some extra cables for things like syncing my external devices, but that's different. I don't need adapters, is what I'm trying to say. 2, it's not an all-in-one, which means that if one component breaks, I can just replace it. If one of my external hard drives break, I can get a new one. If the Mac itself breaks, well, hopefully it's going to be a while before that happens, but I can replace it. If the keyboard breaks or the mouse breaks, I can just replace those. If I had bought a Air, like a MacBook Air, and the keyboard broke, I would be in big trouble. Or if the screen broke, I would have to replace the entire unit. I know for some people that's okay, and I know that there are some other people that were like, I'm going to take very good care of my parts, and I plan on taking very good care of this equipment as well. But I needed the I can't even say it. I needed the customization ability. I needed that. And can I be honest with you? Not including screen, I probably have already hit, with all the upgrades I just did with this thing, not including screen, I've pretty much hit the same price as if I was to have bought an iMac, and I don't even have a screen. But that having been said, this thing does support HDMI 2.0 as well as Thunderbolt 3 output for video. So I can hook it up to the TV behind me if I really wanted to. I can hook it up to like most HDMI equipped monitors. And I'm really excited about the possibility of maybe getting in the future a Thunderbolt monitor that would be a high resolution monitor, like a 6K or a 5K monitor. This does support that. I'm not saying I will get something like that because they're very expensive. Like a brand new Mac, Mac screen at 6K is like $6,000 or so total. I can't afford something like that. At least not without it really, at least not. We're not going to go there right now. But I have the option with this type of equipment if I choose to. And I wanted that kind of option available to me. So part of the reason why I'm doing this video is because I kind of wanted to bring it to all of you. I have mentioned in the past, I don't have much experience with the Mac. I have used the Mac. I have troubleshooted the Mac. I'm familiar with the Mac interface, but it's all been on other people's equipment. I don't have much Mac experience under the hood personally. I got, from a PC perspective, what I felt I needed for what I'm going to be doing with this thing. I got what I felt were high specs that I believe will last a while. And I did choose intentionally for customization. I didn't choose specs that I thought I was going to basically use so that the system will last me a little bit longer than just a year or two. I intend to use this thing for 3 to 5 years, hopefully. And if I have to replace it, no, it's like that comes, I'll get it, that sort of thing. But for you Mac enthusiasts, what do I need? Are there screens you recommend I pick up? I am all ears. Post a comment below. Please tell me what you think about what I got, what you think I need, and what your recommendations are for hardware or for software. I'm all ears. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care. This is Maniac with GameAccess.net. Take care. Over and out.